Hi family, this is CK, Astrology Activations. On this post New Moon Sagittarius flow, ooh, a giant osprey just went by. Yeah, telling a better story of the energy, using more descriptors through stories. Because I tell you, this one is a bit unexpected in the fact that it represented more of an ego death for me. Which is why I'm not on here on the exact new moon talking about the new moon energy, because I had to process all of it. Still processing it. And take you with me here because I don't know, I want these videos to be more organic, less contrived, less staged. Not that they were, but they were, you know. Anyway. And that's sort of the new reality, the new awareness that's coming through with the Sagittarius, especially hitting my 12th house of things that are hidden. The house of the undoing in old astrology terms, which I thought that was always interesting. Pisces, we liked it to denote as the dreamer, as the spiritual, the house of nothingness, the house of all is and nothing at the same time. And so that's where this new moon was sort of hitting my houses, which you think, oh, you know, new moon, new beginning, new seeds, new awareness. Well, the new awareness is not always what is expected, right? Sometimes the new awareness is, wow, that part of me has to die. Like that part of my belief system has to go away for me to get to the next stage of this thing. And I thought I had shed all the layers. I had thought I was done with this. And so depending on where this is hitting in your chart, you may or may not be done with these awarenesses, these new belief systems that are coming in, these new seeds that are being planted. And be patient with yourself during the process because it's intense. Death can be, and in the sense that we know death, right? I mean, this death is so final in our consciousness of what we fear, right? Our own mortalities, what really death is. But it's even death as we know it is changing. It's not what we thought. And we're always going through death. You know, our cells, every time we take a shower, our old cells in our body and our skin die off. You know, it's always being replaced every day. So in that aspect, yes, it's death. It's death at its finest. It's death of a cell, death of something that was important. But it needed to go because it needed to be replaced with the new. And sometimes those cycles are pretty quick. They happen within a day. Sometimes their lifetimes happen 80, 90, 100 years, depending on how long this physical vessel decides it wants to be here or how long you set the agreement for. But so this new moon in Sagittarius, for me, it's an awareness of a whole new reality and an expression and an awareness of there's parts of my personality that were dying off, belief systems that kept me in bondage that I didn't realize were keeping me in bondage because, again, it was hitting my 12th house with things, my own undoing, my own self-undoing, my own deep-rooted, deep-seated fears basically coming into manifest form for me to look at it, for me to see what my worst fears were, knowing that, okay, this is as close to death, physically death, as possible on certain parts of my consciousness. And what does it feel like? What is it experiencing? So it's almost like I'm getting to being in this awareness that parts of me are dying without physically dying. There's mental aspects, there's emotional aspects, there's just people in my life are going away, situations that I was once attached to or just being released. And it feels like a death process because, and a lot of times you don't have control of what goes. You don't have control, or we think we don't have control of when these cycles present themselves, that it's time to let go. That's what the Sagittarius moon is bringing into fruition, is this awareness that There are parts of us that are going real time, and as the observer, as the witnesser, as the creator watching and manifesting all of it, you get to see it. And that's what this new moon in Sag through this galactic portal is offering, is that perspective. And so telling the story about what that looks like now. We don't physically have to die anymore to experience death. Not on these realms, not with these states of awareness, not with these evolutionary stances, these leaps forward in consciousness. When you realize you are everything and yet nothing at the same time. When literally both eyeballs, this eyeball sees what is, and this eyeball sees what isn't at the same time. And then you're trying to find this middle fulcrum point, which is the third eye, which a lot of mystics, a lot of our ancient ancestors have been trying to tell us for the whole time we've been in existence. What this thing, this operating system is, the pineal gland and the brain, that middle hemisphere, that fulcrum point that keeps things balanced, has been calcified. It has been degenerative within the matrix, within our own, because of our diets, because of the chemicals that we use. Another awareness coming through too with this activation, especially where Uranus is concerned in Taurus, is everything is chemistry. Everything in this world is chemistry. There's a chemical reaction happening on every level, from when the sun photosynthesis hits the trees and the plants, to when I take a deep breath in and the oxygen and the carbon that's created. I mean, everything is a chemical process. And so the parts of me that are dying are the parts of me that realize, man, you have a different awareness of this operating system now, so you're going to do things differently. So what you were attached to in the old realms, the old chemistry, it's not going to exist anymore, and that's okay. It needed to change because, again, it's the caterpillar becoming the butterfly and what that really feels like. And it's not, doesn't feel yummy all the time, and maybe it's not supposed to, and maybe it's okay that it doesn't feel yummy all the time, and I'm not always in this bliss realm where we think we need to be or like to be, because there's other realms of consciousness to express and to move into, to release, so that you can feel the new form of bliss. You know, maybe what you experienced as bliss before, that's part of what's dying off as well, so that a new form of bliss can come, a new chemistry can be created, a new activation within our DNA sequence is coming online. And so what does that look like? What does that feel like? And being willing to release all of it. Be willing to let go of every aspect of self that was keeping you in this perspective, this vessel, this box, this belief system. All that's being blown open right now. You know, it's like Pandora's box. We've been sitting here telling these stories, these archetypical ancient stories, over and over and over again, telling the same story in a different way. And maybe that's what we're here to do, is experience this thing we call life in a different way and tell our story about it. We're the new chemistry. We're the new storytellers. By our own direct experience, real time, of what this thing looks like and feels like and is. So, yeah. Enjoy your death. Death can be beautiful. And as we continue to fly the plane of existence, as above, so below, we're releasing judgment about what we even experienced as this thing called life, and what we experience as death, and everything in between. And learn to embody and embrace all of it. All of it. Even the parts that make us uncomfortable, even the parts of us that are trying to hold on dearly to this thing we call life. Just be in awareness that there's going to be parts of you that want to hang on and hold on, and that's okay too. Feel into that. You know, these great philosophers, Alan Watts, Terence McKenna, Joe Rogan, Jesus, Buddha, all the great philosophers, all the great storytellers and way showers. And I put them all in equal form because we're all the one, really. Just different frequencies, different radio stations playing different tunes. It's all music. It's all harmony. It's all harmonic. Some of it's out of tune. Some of it's stuff that I don't like to listen to, and that's okay. I'll just change the station. And that's what this Sagittarius moon is bringing, is awareness that if you don't like what you believe, change the station, change your frequency, do something different, invite in a new different type of chemical so you can have a different reaction. You know, if you're only having the same frequency, the same experiences, maybe get out of that routine of that drive-through every morning. You know, we all are kind of caught in our routines of what we do daily, and that's going to basically anchor in that reality you're creating, because you're only inviting in that particular chemistry into your field. So it really, what if it's Occam's razor of philosophy? The simplest explanation really is the most accurate, in that if you want a different reality, go get a different chemistry. Move the body differently, breathe differently, you know, get something different in your coffee that when you've been drinking, or quit drinking coffee altogether. I don't know. It's whatever chemistry you want to experience, whatever you want to bring into this plane of existence, do that. And that's the story in this now moment that I'm choosing to tell about the astrology, based on the astronomy of these alignments that are coming up and what I'm feeling real time with it. And thank you for letting me share my story and my perspective. And yeah, if you want to keep hearing more of these stories, I think that's what I'm being called to do, is just tell a different version of this thing and see if we can get a different reality TV series, because that's all this is. It's reality TV. If you're watching this, we're connected on this frequency. This, you know, this is how we're connecting now. So if you like the story, continue to watch. If you don't, you don't have to. It's the great thing about this thing. We have choice. We have vibrational matches. And if you're watching this, we're a vibrational match, and I'm grateful for you. Thank you for sharing this frequency with me, this awareness, this unfolding, and this now moment. I'm thankful for you guys. Wholeness on every level. I love you. Bye.